Good. Am I on? I guess so. I would hope so. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. It is Sunday. It is me. I am not in my usual places. I am. What's on my face? That's just. Is this the light shining into my face? I am indeed in Seattle, Washington. Not the other Seattle. Um, I'm here and I'm freezing, but I am indeed in my underwear. I can attest to that. So I think it counts. Look at this nice mirror shot here. I think that's helpful. Look at this. Just look at me. Oh, that's fun. Isn't that nice? You got the gist. Everything's good. Everything's okay. I'll do that again after this. It's so cold. I don't know why it's so cold. I enjoy the weather here. I wish this wasn't on the West Coast. I think that's my only gripe about Seattle is the time, is that I had to get up at 4 a.m. to post about hay. Which reminds me, and I don't think I need to tell you at all, you should know the news by now. The latest Hey W is out with the golden star himself, Kota Ibushi, and it is insane. It is deep, emotional, loving, everything you could ever want. And you got to go see it. He's posted about it. He's excited about it. That's what a good person he is. He's the one person who seemed to have a good time on the show. Go watch, go like, go comment, go share, go follow Kota Ibushi and his YouTube channel, Ibushi_Kota. You'll find it. Just a wonderful, wonderful person. I got a bunch of coffee here. I got this. Obviously. And I got this. That they have these little flavor syrup things. This one I've never had it before. I've tried it out. Raspberry flavored tea. I'm gonna give this a shot right now. Not only is the flavor good, but it is of the right strength to not become some sort of fruit juice. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just a little, whoever, I don't know if it was them or if this is what they mandated from the company. It was just a nice little, and it's fantastic. It was wonderful. So yes, again, as I said, Seattle underwear. Go watch Hey W with Kota Ibushi. Mess Andy said greetings and salutation. Red Dog said good morning. RJ, Harley, David, and everyone. I hope. One second. Mia said good morning, beautiful people. Ellie said good morning to all of you. James said good morning. Hi, RJ Sunday. Woo. RJ City in time. Clarence said my favorite host in underwear. Well, I would hope so. I think that's the important thing. James said, hope everyone is doing well. Walter said, Hey W is a good show. Gee, thanks. Ash said, good morning, sir, and hello, friends. Nell said, good morning, all. Ellie said, it's officially August, so pumpkin spice season is on the horizon. No, it's not. No. We have a month and a half of summer left. Will you let me enjoy? Stop doing the seasons early. I beg of you. That's all I beg of you. It's unnecessary. It's really, really unnecessary. We're in one season and you just look forward to the next season. It's no good. I can't have that. I cannot have that at all. It's August. Be in August. Don't start thinking about the fall and the harvest, and then it's fall, and then you start thinking about Christmas, and then Christmas, they start thinking about the summer, and it's like talk about needing to be present. You know what I'm saying? Ellie said, I just fucking read that. Chronic Snake said, raspberry, like it insults you as you drink. That's hilarious. Does anyone remember Raspberry from Dracula, Dead and Loving It? One of my favorite Steven Weber films. Red Dog said, hey, RJ Abrams, could you pull the curtain close to smidge? There's a lens flare. I was just thinking about how I liked it, so I'm not going to pull it close. I love this. Look at this thing. This thing's, look at this. The thing's beautiful. Nell said, is it cold there again? Yeah, so it's weird because I guess the air is warm, but then a lack of sun makes it very cold. So you go outside, it's cold. It feels very like October in Toronto. Not that I need to think about the fall right now. And then you get a nice sliver of sun, and it's outstanding. It's delightful. It's mesmerizing. It's mesmerizing. Leo said, "You liked my tank top? Let's show everyone the photo that Leo sent me this morning because it was really, really important. He's got a really cool. I'll do the. I'm just gonna zoom in on you. Oh, I thought this was. I don't understand this. GC said, okay. It's just a tank top. Can we maybe? No. Is it? Why is this? It's all blown out. Do I hold it back far? There we go. I don't know who this guy is. There's some joke there, but I thought it was a good shirt nonetheless. So yes, I did like your tank top, Leo. Sean said, "Hey, occult this morning." RJ Walter said, "Thursday AEW Collision was good that night, and next week we are in Cleveland and Roanoke, Virginia. Roanoke and Norfolk. Why does Virginia have names that are that difficult to pronounce? But they shouldn't be. Do you know what I mean? Just say Norfolk or Rowan. There's too many vowels together, and that's what's messing people up. Clarence said, RJ is the reason why he's my favorite host, not only in AEW, but also he's my friend and the best underwear expert ever. Ash said, RJ, you randomly mentioned LCD sound system. Are you a fan? Saw he was coming nearby and tickets are starting at $100 plus fees. Is it worth it, do you think? Fine. I'm fine. It's a time change. I like a few songs, but only recently got into it. Well, I think every concert you go to is going to cost at least $100. Can you listen to music at a concert that you don't know? I seldom cannot. I need to know pretty much every song, or else I have a bad time. And when there's songs I don't know. So the reason that I'm here in Seattle, I saw Paul Simon last night. And I know every song, but even the ones I don't like, I'm like, I feel myself getting a little like restless, being like, all right, wrap up St. Judy's Comet, will you please? This is a song he did, I think, for the Wild Thornberries, I believe. Am I crazy? Father and daughter, and he did it last night. I remember thinking, I can't like this because I don't like the Wild Thornberries. On principle, it has to be my least favorite Paul Simon song. Mm-hmm. Daryl said, good morning, are we sleepless? Clearly. Sean's been drinking pumpkin coffee the whole year. I love, and I must have talked about this before, I love canned pumpkin. I know it sounds awful. You scoop it out, throw it in a blender with a banana, you're having a good time. Leo said, already seeing all the stupid Halloween memes. Ash said, there was a Halloween shirt at Walmart already. I'm a huge fan of Halloween, but like, nah, bro, too early. I mean, I get that they, you want to buy stuff for like AEW will release a 4th of July shirt on the 4th of July. It's a little moot. So I understand from a retail perspective, but from a celebratory perspective, I don't think it's necessary. Rose said, the glare is good. You look ethereal. Good. That's what I thought too. Miss Andy said, have you seen the new Match Game yet? If so, what do you think? I have not seen a full episode. I saw a bunch of clips. Again, a friend of mine is directing it, a guy who I worked with named Harbinder Singh, and I love him, and he's amazing. The cast looks pretty good and equivalent to what Match Game should be. There was a Canadian Match Game. I can't remember that guy's name. Let me see if I can. Match Game Canada. Let me see. The only reason is because I want to read how much better the celebrities were. Nothing against these celebrities. I think they're very good. There's no list. There's no fucking list. There was like Janine Garofalo, Norm Macdonald, Super Dave, Catherine O'Hara. It was insane. It was not. They were punching way above their weight. Caroline Ray, who will show up at any sort of game. John Hodgman. Yeah, I mean, these sound in their own way. D.L. Hughley. Well, so it dropped off at some point. But nevertheless, I like the spirit of it. And I think it's good for Martin Short to host. I think he's doing great. I did watch the other night, I watched an episode of Tattletales. If you've never seen Tattletales, it's like the Newlywed Game with usually a male celebrity and their wife. And they will take turns going into isolation booths and doing answers, and then their partner will pop up on a television screen below them and see if they can see if they can guess what the partner was going to guess, that thing. And it was, first of all, it was hosted by Bert Convey, who we don't talk about enough. I just can't say that enough. And it was Orson Bean and his wife, Wink Martindale and his wife Sandy, whom I met both at Shasha Kapoor's birthday party, Shasha Kapoor's husband's birthday party, excuse me. And finally, Whitman Mayo. And Whitman Mayo and his wife, Gail and Whitman, the Mayos. If you're not familiar with Whitman Mayo, he played Grady on Sanford and Son. Let me get a picture of Whitman Mayo for everyone to. Okay, Whitman Mayo, and it was the most. It was. They had the energy of these. This is our first time on white television. Like, don't fuck this up. Let's be very polite. These people are nuts. We don't want them mad at us. So they were so overly polite and never said anything too crazy. But the questions are insane. The questions are like, would you rather fuck Grace Kelly or Raquel Welch? And Whitman's got to be like, oh, I think they both have interesting qualities. Anyway, it got me looking up Whitman Mayo. And I had totally forgotten. I remember this when I was a kid, but I never saw the full thing. Conan O'Brien in his early years tried to book Whitman Mayo and couldn't find him. And so they did a running gag called The Search for Whitman Mayo. And they finally got him on the show. So I watched that episode. They tracked his plane landing and the car driving, and there was fireworks and a big sign and whatever. And the craziest thing, so I'm watching that, it's at the end of the show, and he's like, thanks to our guest, Mark Henry. And Mark Henry was on the Whitman Mayo episode of Conan O'Brien. So I have to bring that up to him next time I see him. He was very, very young, pre-sexual chocolate. I don't even know if he was in, let's see what year he was on. Whitman Mayo, Mark Henry. $1996. This is like, feels like it's before everything. And Samantha Mathis. I don't know who that is. That's just, it's just fascinating. It's worth a look. It's so much fun. Christine had skipped over me like trash. No, it's more coffee. I can't reach it right now, but I assure you. Mia said, did you see Family Feud where David lost? I did not, but I need to. Was it as embarrassing as I had hoped? He had texted me saying, actually, let me read you what the texts were. I think they were, to me, they're important. Oh my God. Hold on. Stand by. Jesus. Here we go. Going back with my family this time. This is unethical. He said, it was a disaster. You were missed. I was lost without my tag team partner. And I said, need I remind you, the whole reason you did ours in the first place is because that you and Paul realized that doing it with your actual families would be a terrible idea. Now you know why. And he said, it was really fun despite our score. And I said, it's not about having fun. You're supposed to win money for charity. You squandered this opportunity. And he wrote back simply, I understand. Ash said, I'm so excited for the Cleveland show. Are you talking about the Family Guy spinoff? Nevertheless, we will be there. It'll be a nice time. Nils wants to know if Christine's still on vacation. Christine's been hopping all over the world. Oh my God, this chat. I'm so far behind. Christine's on vacation. Good for her. I am so far behind. There was so many. Okay. Here we go. I'm back in business. Ash, Christine said, I'm at the Frankfurt airport about to fly home. Good for her. European vacation. Ash said, oh my God, that's a really fair point, and I appreciate that because probably I cannot listen to songs I don't know. Thank you. See, I'm helping. Nell said, your voice is great for being at a concert. Did you buy any merch? So this is my continued concert rant. Especially that. I mean, it's a much more, even by Paul Simon standards, it's his quietest concert ever. There was only one part where he asked us to sing for the boxer, and that was fine. I didn't even sing because I don't want to fucking hear myself. It's not singing. I do it at home. I do it in the fucking car. These cost a lot of money. I want to hear him fucking sing. Paying him to do the fucking show. I'll tell you what really bothers me is people clapping after solos and people starting the end of the song clap before the song fucking ends. Let it end, and they'll put up their hands when they're done, and then we can clap. Stop fucking clapping. And not that it was done last night, but sometimes people sing, and every high note they hit, they get fucking applause. And it's so, shut the fuck up. Shut up. It's like looking at half a painting and being like, it is great. Shut the fuck up. So conversely, I hate when who knows, whoever the fuck it is, Paul McCartney or Billy Joel or Bruce Springsteen will just force the audience to sing the song because they can't hit the fucking notes anymore. But they want to make it like, not that they're hiding their bad voice, they're trying to make it inclusive. This is about you guys. I want you to sing along. And it's like, these are your hits. You can't sing your fucking hits? What am I here for? It's also similar to when they can't finish a fucking movie, like Inception. Pay me the $12 million and I'll write the fucking ending. Yolanda, oh my God, Yolanda is here. Hello, it's been 1,000 years. Good morning, everybody. I hope all is well. Ellie said, in regards to the retail standpoint, it's like going to the store after Halloween so I can get the candy discounted. That's always the move. You always have to buy a year in advance. I said, I had a pumpkin donut yesterday from a food truck style state fair thing. They were quite yummy, and I had to put a hoodie on this morning in Cleveland. Maybe it's just cold everywhere. Rogi said, RJ, when will you chase the AEW World Champion? You deserve your all-in moment. Yeah, I really do. T says, Janine Garofalo Canadian. I think she's from either New York or Seattle. I'm going to look it up. She's from Newton, New Jersey. So split the difference. The Seattle of the East Coast. Christine said, Michaels has had Halloween stuff out since June, maybe. Why don't they just keep it out? Just keep it out all the time. Dural said, curious as to your thoughts on this AI-assisted abomination called the Wizard of Oz at the Sphere. Ben Mankiewicz has let us down by supporting this crowd. He is getting yelled at on Twitter. And to his credit, defending his position. I think it's I don't know if he's just supporting it and saying it's great. I think he's more communicating the work it takes and all that stuff. I don't think he's just blindly supporting it. I thought I liked it. I thought, well, this is kind of a good idea for what this is. And then I saw clips of it. And I saw how there's some parts where they're not even adding to the original. They're just really altering it. Like the wizard's face, which did not need changing. And really, you see how changing perspective makes things weird. You would like to think things are shot in a certain way for a certain reason. There's some things like from Dorothy's perspective, which are no longer from her perspective. So it changes the story, quite frankly. And they also lost like 35 minutes from the movie, which, regardless of a Sphere, is the most fucking Vegas thing ever. They do it in Vegas all the time. And I think it's so fucking wrong. Where do these people need to be? They just got to fucking gamble. You can't wait another 35 minutes. I think it's weird. I get it. And again, I also hate AI's here, so we better deal with it. Because we just not use it. There's a lot of things that are here that we don't use. So I'm a little conflicted about it. Neil said, how are you finding the watch? Are you tracking everything you do now? I want to show everyone how great I did yesterday. Not today so far. I don't know how to really use it. What I do enjoy is that I can do the map. I can find out where I'm walking to, because Seattle, I just go like this instead of going like this, which I find for some reason much more difficult. I can set the map and then do shit on my phone. It's nice for being able to do more things at the same time, which was not an issue that I was having. Joe said, now I have to find the Super Dave dating game episode. He was amazing and everything. Dating game and Gong Show were a good haven for unemployed actors, because they pay you to come on the show. They shot in Hollywood or whatever, and the deal was you're gonna get paid. If you win, you might get a vacation. You don't have to necessarily meet someone. Steve Martin was on, Andy Kaufman, Pee Wee Herman. Let me see if I can find. Wow. Farrah Fawcett, Suzanne Summers, Sally Field, Tom Selleck, Steve Martin, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Michael Jackson, John Ritter, Richard Dawson, whatever. Burt Reynolds, Robert Vaughn, Taye Diggs. This should be a giant list. Why isn't there like here we go. Just give me a list. Tom Selleck. Oh, he looks. Tom Selleck, Farrah Fawcett, Burt Reynolds, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Groucho Marx. Oh, he's looking for dates for his daughter. That's a good gimmick. Is that it? There's got to be more. These articles are terrible. There's no comprehensive. I guess I got to put it together. I guess I got to go through all the episodes of the dating game. They also have the celebrity dating game. That's where Taye Diggs was. Okay, that makes sense. Where the fuck did this air? Here we go. Celebrities who appeared sold 1960s. I'm so confused. So there was a celebrity version, which is confusing the celebrity list. Because Ann Davis was on it in 1970, 1971. This was fucking stupid. H&R Puffin stuff was on it. And then they did the new dating game. Had to just add new. Willie Ames. And then they did in 1986, the all new dating game. Then the dating game, then the celebrity dating game. and now we're here. Matt Sandy said the most recent Fun for All Ages, a lovely podcast by Frank Santopadre. It was all about Joe Flaherty. I had a big SCTV focus. Have you heard it yet? I listened to it. I stopped the podcast I was listening to at the time to listen to it. Mia said, I love Max Game. I didn't think it was coming back. It'll never go away. Robin New York said, Orson Bean and Wink Martindale are not real people you're playing. How dare you? You have some homework to do today on Orson Bean and Wink Martindale. Chronic said, is Wink short for Winchester? I think his name's probably fucking Dave or something. Winston Conrad Martindale. It's good to get Wink out of that. Neil said, I don't know any of these people, but the names are fantastic. Very Hollywood. Well, you jazz it up a little. Joe said, how do you feel about the Sanford and Son movie? I have no idea what you're talking about, so I'm looking that up right now. Ugh. Oh, the news is false. Okay, so there was a rumor. It was a viral poster that Eddie Murphy and Donald Glover were playing Fred and Lamont Sanford. It's a fake. So you can relax. We can all rest easy in the comfort of the true news that Eddie Murphy is set to play Inspector Clouseau in another Pink Panther. Yolanda said, oh, now I know who Grady is. How do you? I just read that. Love Grady more than Fred. Mia said, it's been almost a week. Are you removing the Hogan emoji? I don't know. Get your. I'll look at it today. Get your final posts in. Now I feel like there's more reason to leave it up. What do we use it for? Does anyone use it? Doral said Samantha Mathis was in Pump Up the Volume. How could I forget? Neil said that was the first time she's used the Hogan emoji. Congratulations. Samantha Mathis, Pump Up the Volume, and the live-action Super Mario Brothers movie. Jesus. And he said, oh, that's so sweet. He missed you. CBD's Not said, RJ, we're fighting now. You never came to say hi in Chicago. What do you want from me? What do you think I do all day? Mia said, I don't listen to so-called popular music. What a dick. So I wouldn't go to concerts right now. Like Chris Brown or Cardi B, I wouldn't know their songs. Very fair. Neil said, RJ's so happy to go to a concert. He hates concerts. Well, I mean, I have thoughts. James said, RJ versus Maven at All Out. Which also reminds me, and I was stewing about that this morning before the sun rose, that Maven totally cut me out of his AEW vlog. He brought me in. I had a whole bit. I was firing off. I felt good about myself. I was like, I can't wait to see this. And then Mia said, what merchandise of Maven are people buying that we need to buy his AEW? I don't know. Maven vlog. Does Maven have a shop? Let's look. He doesn't have a store? That's weird. I guess he's too busy making these thumbnails. Oh, I'm angry. Those are great. And then a serious leaning one. You know, when he leans in, you're going to get something heartfelt. Beastly said, still waiting to watch Collision on ITV X app. No spoilers, please. Why are you online? This is days later. It's half a week later. So Phil said, it's Jarno, are you wearing your brushed cotton? I don't know. I haven't brushed this in quite some time. Mia said they should bring back the dating game instead of 90 Day Fiance and Married at First Sight. No, because then they would have to pay people. Everyone's saying hello to Darnell. I love his watch, and it tells him goodnight. James said the only ones left from the original Sanford and Son are Lamont, Dan Larquette, and the cops Hoppy and Smitty. So Whitman there had to take over for like 6 episodes because Fred Sanford, Red Fox, had a contract dispute. Fascinating. Darnell wants my thoughts on the original Naked Gun trilogy. I mean, it's no Airplane. Airplane and the second Airplane, I think, are the best versions of that. They were filmed the best. The Naked Gun is good. They're all interchangeable. It feels like all the same movie. I feel like we can run them all together. I can't tell you which one is which. They don't feel different the way Ace Ventura and Ace Ventura 2 do, the way Beverly Hills Cop and Beverly Hills Cop 2 or 48 Hours and another 48 Hours. They feel like all the same movie. I feel like they are of lower quality, but they maintained the same quality. I think, which is perhaps more difficult to do. If that makes any sense. Starting to board, says Christine. RJ, I hope you open your birthday gift before your Christmas gift arrives. Have a great week. Well, it's almost Halloween. Nell said, we booed Maven in a room full of people cheering him, all because of RJ's grudge. It's a cult. Well, I ask you, why wouldn't he put my little thing? He asked me to do it. I came on, gave you the free content, and I got nothing. I didn't even get paid an exposure. So Sierra said, I'm getting ready to go to my husband's 100th family reunion. Jesus. What are they, the McCoys? We haven't been in well over 10 years due to minor racism that I admittedly could have handled better. So Sierra, you have to explain this. You can't throw that out with no follow-up. I need to know what the minor racism was and how you, the aggrieved party, could have handled it better. I suppose I'm Hatchman now, says, I can't help when they put it on. What am I supposed to do? Not going, we're talking about the spoilers? I don't know. How are you not going to see spoilers? You go online. I open everything. I see results of everything immediately. People text me shit I haven't seen. Good luck. I'm not spoiling it for you. I'll do my best. And then aren't you living like years in the past? So Sierra said, one of the very old ladies started touching my hair. Thank you. Thank you. Here we go. Because she's at the family reunion. One of the very old ladies started touching my hair, told me I was pretty, and asked what I was mixed with. I told her African and slave owner, like most African Americans. She was not a fan of my answer. So Sierra said, my mother-in-law has assured me that the lady is very much dead. So it's perhaps not mild racism, and it's not ill-intended. It wasn't stand over there. She was of a different time, and it was wrapped in a compliment. You doubled down on it. You pushed back in a way that she was vulnerable and giving you a compliment. She said, look, I'm going to give that woman a compliment. And I hope everyone's watching. And you did your best. You did what you could do. And she's dead now. And I guarantee you she took that with her to the fucking grave. And when you go, the fun game to play when you go to this reunion would be look around and see who you think still remembers. That's generational trauma. Phil Moore said, why do I always say Phil Moore? I love Leslie, but I've never seen Airplane, surprisingly. I love Dracula Dan Levy, though. Airplane is the best one. It is the first one. It is so seriously filmed and well filmed, and it's surprising how closely they mirror the original movie. I can't remember the name of it. He's so good in it. You really owe it to yourself to watch it. I quite frankly think it's funnier than Naked Gun. It's all in line with all that stuff. But there's really good actors in it. And I think the humor is gritty enough to be better than the Naked Gun. Naked Gun sometimes felt too clean. Dracula dead and loving it. I was just talking about that before you got on when he was saying raspberry. Boy, did I watch that movie when I was an impressionable young boy. And those vampire women come to Peter McNichol and he goes, wrung my brains out. We all remember. James said, Grady had the episode with the marijuana titled Fred's Treasure Garden. That's my all-time favorite Sanford and Son episode. CBD's not said, just fighting. I still love you. But it would have been fun to thank you in person. Argonne was so fun for all 6 shows. I went to all of them. And then after, we're doing this. Then we're doing Cincinnati. Then we're in Scotland. Then we're in England. And then we go straight to Philadelphia. Boy, we're really seeing the world. W. Stein said, I hope you're pushing those Hey W mugs. Renee needs her money. You can, of course, buy them at shopaw.com. Somebody bought an old shirt from Pro Wrestling Tees. Hatchman said, I avoided it so far. Thank you, RJ. You're a good one. I'll support it. Miss Andy said, I sold Maven some DVDs in 2002 when I worked at a video store in the mall. There's nothing more to that story. Bullshit, Miss Andy. I want to know what he bought. Mia said, wow, she shouldn't have touched your hair. I wouldn't have said it like you did with Much Class. I would have gone off. Doral said, I wish I'd known about Collision and Roanoke before this past week. 25 minutes from there, and would love to try to get you on my weekly radio show. It's Tuesday if you have 5 minutes before then. I don't know. Send me a message. We'll see if we can figure this out. Phil said, I will watch. Why do I keep calling him? I will watch Airplane for you. I still think about that death of the lady from that Vincent Price movie you recommended. I'll try to watch it this week. Which one? There was a lot of women who died in Vincent Price movies, and I've recommended them all. Retro Reg said, I'm a fan of your work. Such a funny person. Keep it up. W. Stein said, Repossessed was a underrated. Are you talking about Repo, the genetic opera? No, Mick said, crazy thing about Airplane is how it cribs an entire scene from a serious movie, 0 Hour. That's the name of that movie. So Sierra said, the unwelcomed hair touching like I was an exhibit at the petting zoo is what set me off. And then assuming I must be mixed if I'm pretty. Okay, that I understand. Also, I want to ask you to consider this because both sides. My grandmother would touch everyone inappropriately. So do you think it was race motivated or do you think it was a lack of general boundaries? She was a wrist grabber, which also does not come off well. James said, Mass Sanity, did Maven buy pornos? Great question. CBD's not said, yeah, all I had was a little weed to offer. Definitely take the radio show. Mass Sanity said, I don't remember what Maven bought, which is, a shame. But I know that he didn't want to reserve a copy of the Best of Triple H that was coming out soon. It was the first WWE thing to feature any WCW footage. What a piece of legacy media. Me said, what is your cheat meal for today? I'm going to a friend's house for a SummerSlam party, and we are having pizza. They want Philly cheesesteak. I just want pepperoni. What do you get on your pizza? So, probably pizza. What do I get on my pizza? I'm of the belief that the pizza is good. You don't need anything else on it. Putting too many toppings on a pizza, I feel like it is wrong. Just like a good coffee, you just need coffee. If it's really fantastic coffee, you just need coffee. So, I prefer margarita pizza. Not wild about the Neapolitan or the grandma's or the Detroit style, Chicago style pizza. I'm never going to fucking discuss. So, the margarita's got to be thin crust. It's got to be well done. You have some mozzarella. You have some tomato sauce. You have some basil. That's fucking it. What I will do sometimes, if I'm feeling it, I will get your standard margarita. It depends on the place. It's got to be the right place. And then I will get a white one, which usually has 4 cheeses on it. We'll have a little ricotta cheese and, whatever. And I will go slice for slice because I feel like it sort of cleanses the palate and keeps you more nimble and able to go back and forth between them. So that's what I get. I'm not crazy about a really, really, really thinly sliced salami is good. Sometimes it'll almost caramelize. I've had pear on a pizza before. Those are all fine, but you got to go back to basics. When I really want something that is satisfying, that's what I will do. James said, do you have those unusual ice cream varieties that you showed us episodes back? I had some of them. They're from a place called Honey's in Toronto, of also which Christine loves. She's not here right now, but There are new flavors. So I had the sorbet, which I loved. There was a firecracker sorbet. It was like the red, white, and blue popsicle. Nutty about it. Nug sent me a picture of it. Oh, these are the new ones I have not tried. So, and I tried the bubble gum, was very good. So hard. Some of them you like to taste, and then you realize I'm not going to go through a whole pint of this. Creamsicle was good. The pickle one, I think I tasted on the stream. It's just fucking awful. So these are the new ones that I have not gotten yet. Coconut limesicle, salted watermelon sorbet. Love the sorbet. And Ontario sweet corn with sour cherry, which just sounds nuts. See, that's like late summer. Don't go straight to fall. Late summer is fucking great. Buying peaches on the side of the road, that kind of thing. That's what we should be focusing on right now. Mass Sanity said the store that I worked at didn't sell porn, but they did have Playboy videos. That's called porn, Mass Sanity. Hatchman said plain cheese pizza is so underrated. James said I could hear you debating pizza with Dave Portnoy, or I can't. CBD Snot said won't even fucking discuss Chicago style pizza because it's clearly the best, right? Yeah, it's lasagna with a crust. It's disgusting. T. Fuller said, so wait, your ice cream would just be a scoop of vanilla? It needs chunks, ribbons, chips. Well, I mean, it depends. If you have a really, really good vanilla, I feel like ice cream, you can have the different flavors. But are they truly good ice cream? I don't know. If you've ever really had excellent shit, you will understand. But yeah, so I guess I throw that rule out the window for ice cream, whatever. Misa, I like thin crust with cauliflower crack. I mean, it just doesn't hit me as a pizza, you know. CBD's that said, love something out of left field like that. That's why pistachio is my favorite ice cream. You know, it was really the only nut to make that leap. I mean, almond was shut out. I had to go the milk route to be taken seriously at all. And even peanut butter ice cream, I feel like, is not as prominent as your pistachio. It's mixed with chocolate, it's mixed with other shit. Peanut for peanut's sake, you can rarely find. James said the watermelon one looks excellent. The one that's corn can fuck off. It's Ontario sweet corn. So Sierra said, I would like to think if I'd seen her touching other people without awareness of personal boundaries and saying weird things to them, I would have let it slide. So you should have observed her. So when you go to this a family reunion, you have to say about your dearly departed, let's call her an aunt. Oh, what kind of life did she have? Oh, that's interesting. Did she touch a lot of people? Physically, not emotionally. Would she reach out as she was talking to them? CBD said pistachio with some rich chocolate. That's where it's at. Cam said, ever had pizza in Buffalo? We sport a really thick crust over here. And you're talking about the people. Yes, I have. I've been to Buffalo a lot. Wrestled for ESW very, very often. And I had some awful fucking pizza there. That is for sure. Even the wings, the Buffalo wings. And you think, where else would they be? Not that good. Buffalo has some of the worst fucking food I've ever had in my life. It was like we would go to fucking bars, like after party, after show bars, and they would like, can somebody tell me the name? Must be in North Tonawanda or something. It was a bar. It was very Irish. It was like PJ O'Houlihan's, and it would specialize in macaroni and cheese, which just means they would make the same kind of macaroni and cheese and sprinkle different shit on top of it. Who knows how my digestive tract survived eating at fucking PJ O'Houlihan's monthly. Rob said there's a spot in New York City releasing breast milk on August 5th. Oh, breast milk ice cream. Why not? At this point, and this is what's fucked, you've already unknowingly eaten worse shit. So I don't see what difference it makes. T. Fuller said almond had marzipan. It won Europe. Yeah, but that's marzipan. That's not its own. I mean, pistachio just goes pistachio. Do you know what I'm saying? It's about that not. Marzipan is all different shit. They have to disguise it. Jeff said, Just watch Hey W with Kota Ibushi. Loved it, but now it's inevitable. You need the other half of the Golden Lovers on next week. Hey, fucking tweet him. Message him. Don't tell me. Ibushi is a delight. He did it no problem. He posted about it immediately. We're following each other now. Seriously, go watch. That might be the most endearing episode of Hey W that we've done. And that was episode 151. Jesus. I suppose the hashtag. What does Andy Williams think of that? Is the food in Buffalo really that bad? I'm sure he thinks it is. I think he's vegan or something. Probably for that reason. Cam said it's always the mac and cheese. They all have claim to a special breadcrumb topping. It's called a box of panko. That's what. That's all that is. Let me look up. PJO. PJO Hooligans. PJ Hooligans. So there's no O. It's permanently closed. If that helps at all. Well, this is making me sad now. First picture I see, macaroni and cheese. Oh my God, hold on. Let me I gotta show everybody the picture now. I was not lying. Here you go. Look at that. Can't imagine when they went out of business. Mia said, when was the last time you wrestled? I was talking to Chris Hero about that the other day, and he was there for my last match. It was at IWC in Pittsburgh. I think. There was 3 of them that I remember, and I don't remember which one was last. There was that one. There was Greektown. I wrestled in Greektown, and I wrestled at Old Wrestling against my stunt double. I don't remember which ones were last. They were all clumped together in my head. Nell said, tweet Kenny. RJ won't retweet it. Nobody will see our tweets. Well, I'm not going to fucking beg. You are the audience. He loves his audience. Then he'll do the show. And he just said panko with a varying amount of butter and salt. I'm sure Kenny is annoyed with us asking. Hatchman said, I have 2 followers, so I probably don't stand a shot. Listen, if there's any company who does shit just to cater to a very, very random fans online, it is AEW. Carson said, ask him after Evo is over. He may be in a better mood. Mia said, some people use Pringle chips instead of panko breadcrumbs. Tonawanda said CBD Nuts. What a city name. Andrea said, MapQuest, any business. I print it out and I drive around. Nell said, Kenny probably barely notices the tweets. They just get buried. Well, maybe you should do a better job. CBD Nuts said, I love a good You People promo on us asking for Kenny to get. Why is it on me? I host. Do I host? Do I have difficulty hosting? No. That's the job, not the booker. I don't book. I don't make, I host. And I think I do, ultimately a wonderful job. Having said that, go watch the latest Hey EW with Kota Ibushi. Go watch, go like, go comment, go share, go tell him that you learned so much about it. Get him to ask. Nell said, I'm not going to beg, not if you don't care anyway. What is that supposed to mean? You're putting all the burden on me. You do a great job hosting. Well, this is the job. That's what was assigned to me, and that's what I'm doing. Man, I'm doing it here, too, in less formal sense. It feels like it's not gotten any brighter outside, and that's why it remains so cold. Neil said, because it's your show. What are you talking about? CBD's not said assigned. You don't want people to be doing that. What role? I'm saying that's what I'm. This is the show. I host the show. I don't have all the tools and the resources. I'm not executive producer. James said, hit Omega up in his gaming stream. Why are you telling me? Have I not done enough work? Episode's already written. Dave said, I bought a couple mugs yesterday, so begging kind of works. And James said, Omega, this is not helping. You're not helping at all. You're going to be ashamed of yourself. You're just dumping it on me. You're burdening me. Mia said, can I have the Ring of Honor hoodie wear? No, you cannot. Get it from them. James said, I didn't say RJ, then RJ. What? Hexman said, can you shed a bit of insight? No, I can't. He hasn't streamed much since last year. Well, I don't know what to tell you. That's not my fault. I have to bear the burden for that. How often do you go back to ones you've already written and you punch them up? Yeah, I mean, if I know I'm going to do them, I would perhaps update them. There's ones that have taken a long time to happen, and you go back and you're like, oh, well, this doesn't make any sense anymore. This person's dead. I just watched the Brian Keith episode where we made a Hulk Hogan joke, and it was maybe a month ago, and now it's dated. That's why I only try to joke about people that are already dead. Nell said, see, I want him on the show, but not enough to join a gaming stream. I'll join a tweet movement, but that's it. I've never seen a tweet asking him on my timeline. Listen, it's fun watching people play games. And there's cats. Mia said, just go to Renee and tell her you want Moxley. I already had him on the show. He was the 100th episode. We are now, that was literally a year ago. I do have some nice insights. Perhaps there's a special Hey W edition of something coming out. I don't know, not soon, but eventually. Stay tuned. We have to tweet Kenny. Let's make it a movement. Mox is done. Hey W, thank you. Jeff said, sorry, I didn't mean to start a flood of Omega posts. This is fucking Jeff's fault and no one else. So remember that. I need a request. CBD's not saying no. You want Marina after that dope video the other day. Hey, I had Marina on the show. I had Marina and Roddy and their child, Troy. I had Troy Strong on the show. James said, when will we get the RJ City figure from AEW, not the Micro Brawler? Probably after I'm dead. Both, time-wise, because it takes a long time to make an action figure, and also maybe that's when they will finally say, we should have given something. Don said, special AEW book with RJ scripts. I want to have the most boring action figure ever, like the Commissioner Slaughter, where he had papers in his hand that you couldn't get rid of. Neil said, I love when people ask for previous guests and he gets Marty. I mean, it's 151 episodes. It's likely we've had the person on. Messani said, we know you don't generally like repeat guests, but which people have had significant enough character changes that you would consider them for a repeat? I wouldn't even say, there are people in tags that I would want to have singles now, like, Will Hobbs. There are people that haven't changed characters, but there's still a lot of material, like an Adam Cole or an Eddie Kingston. But there's still so many people we haven't had on the show that I would like to favor them first over having people on again. Messani said, we know you don't like to. I just fucking read that. CBD said, I know he did too. I was just thinking you have some really great material. Mia said, Nails, he's already annoyed. Why not? Mia said, Mox and Renee together would be nice. Well, now we're just mixing and matching. Rob said, absolutely long shot here, but any chance you get Dick and Dom on Hay when you go to London this month? I think I tried to do something with them at All In the first time I went. And they don't like to leave the house. Maybe you should tweet them. Hashman said Eddie Kingston. I'm sure like I would have Juice on again. There are some people that I had on so early in their careers I would like to have on again. Like Willow, I think is a good example. When I had her, she just got her graphic. Statlander is another very, very good example. But by and large, I mean, we're again, as I've said, we're getting to the end of the list. Nail said we love Dick and Dom in this house. Well, it's a bungalow. I'm trying to think of who else. It's not Ian Riccaboni. I mean, that ship is sailed as far as and he's been canceled. Mia said he should have went to WrestleCon and talked to Sting. I'm crossing him off my list. You got to deal with that person. Go talk to him. Go ask him, Mr. Icon Man. He fucking. I got a schlep over there. He can show up. He can come with his makeup and his beard, and it would be nice. Nail said Nana and Swerve together would be a nice repeat. So much as shake. I would even say Ricochet and the Gates of Agony, I think, would be nice. Chronic Snake said that one guy with no talent got a New York Times article. The RJ Rob? I have no idea who you're talking about. James said, hey, RJ, Godspeed and God bless. You don't fucking tell me to say goodbye. I'll say goodbye when I say goodbye, which is less than 4 minutes from now. Ugh, I'm doing fine. Everything's all right. I would like to have some outside. It's always nice to have perhaps some Forbidden Door people on. We're doing the best that we can. It's also hard in England. They have to take all the resources. I have to travel around with a portable sign and an on-air sign. I got the minis from CMLL. That's good business, I think. Nelson, did you get any Hay interviews at WrestleCon? I was not at WrestleCon. What? Nobody invites me to these things. I don't need to be at these things. Nobody lines up. I think I've done the last signing I'm going to do. I did it at Starcast like 2 or 3 years ago. I had a really long line the whole time, and I was like, that's good. I'm done. CBD's not said Babyface Max Caster, the best wrestler alive, would be great. Same with Billy. I thought about having the Acclaimed on again because I had Billy by himself and then whatever. James said, I'm here. I'm watching in the shower. Now that's brisk, baby. I think that's still an abandoned trademark. Daryl said, say goodnight, Gracie. Glasses, chubby mustache. What are you talking about? Nell said, whoa, all the comments are coming through several times. Nels is having a glitch. Andrea said, RJ totally is fine and okay today. Mia said, I would have went to see you at WrestleCon. I don't even want to see the other guests at WrestleCon. These people I don't want to be in the same room as. Neil said, I don't know what it was, Starcast. I don't go to these things. Oh, did I get some at Starcast in Texas? No, I don't think I did. It was not well. I mean, they threw me out there, and then they had 20 other things going on at the same time. It's a little fucking insulted, quite frankly. Anyone who was at my show will tell you that it was an actual show, not Brian Danielson talking to Tony Schiavone about shoes. Person said, loving the stubble, by the way. Good look. Thank you. It's a good look for like this, not on anything AEW related, nor was it ever good in the ring. There was one match where I had I would say a mild, a burgeoning semblance of a goatee or something. It looked like shit. And I saw pictures of it and I was horrified. It was so bad. If anyone could find it, I'll have to really dig it up. I'll see if I can dig it up for the members. It's fucking terrible. Leo said, what is your Forbidden Door outfit? Great question. Just started talking about it with Renee. I might wear a brown jacket with fucking jeans. It's not all in, so we can be a little more casual and buck it. I'm going to be one of these suits, these corporate fellas. We're in England. It's very professorial. I think I can make that work. I'm going to have to get it cleared by some people. I'll probably be told no. I had like a brown tweedish jacket with a brown shirt and blue jeans and brown loafers. And I think we're in business. I'm going to think about it. Well, Nail seems to like it. Well, that's the show. I'm going to say again, Go watch Liz Hey W with Kota Ibushi. Go watch, go like, go comment, go share. Go tell everyone how nice it is and wonderful and enlightened, and learn it. Say, man, this is a learn it episode. Get a final look at these oddballs so you get the mirror shot there. This is useful. I should do this all the time. Jeez, somebody had lunch. All right, I'm better. Okay. In the meantime, Godspeed.